What's going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and today I'm going to bring you guys a video in which I give my first impressions and overall thoughts on the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure 2012 anime English dub. Just a quick reminder before I get into this video that I am doing a 100 subscriber Q&A video. You can ask me about anime, manga, movies, TV, video games, cartoons, music, whatever you want to ask me about. If you have a question and you want it to be answered, put it in the comment section below and I'll get to it in that video. So, yeah, there that is. I'll get into the review. So the concept of a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure English dub is kind of interesting because one of the things, at least the North American fan base, or just English-speaking fans in general, tend to gravitate towards is the hilarious English that the series has, and stuff like yade yade, and ora ora, and muda muda, and zawarudo, and holy shit, and all that stuff. All that fun English, and just certain Japanese terms. And then you take that and you have an English dub that doesn't have those things, obviously. It's going to be correctly spoken English, and, they're not going to be any Japanese terms, except for maybe, the ora-oras and the muda-mudas when they get to the stands eventually. But other than that, you don't have those things anymore. So does the series, still work? Does it still capture the spirit of the series? For me, as a North American fan of the series, someone who does like Zawarudo and muda-muda and all that stuff, I personally think it still works. Now, like I said, the dub works, but with that being said, it's not one of the best dubs I've heard. It's not as good as the Funimation One Piece dub, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, or Dragon Ball Z Kai. It's not on that tier of dubbing, but I think it's around Yu Yu Hakusho's level dubbing. It's good. It's good. It's more than passable. It's definitely above okay, not quite great. There's some shoddy acting here and there. Some phony accents, although you could argue that the phony accents kind of fit the over-the-top, hammy JoJo style. And I agree to a certain extent, but I can definitely see the accents bothering some people. But, yeah, I've only been able to watch the first 2 episodes, and I've seen clips for, the rest that are floating on YouTube. But you can check out the series on Amazon Instant Video, and the actual full season release comes out, I believe, September 22nd. But if you have Amazon, Amazon Instant Video, you can buy the episodes there, and they look good and everything. So I've only been able to see the first 2 episodes so far, but from what I saw, I definitely liked it. As far as the clips go for parts 2 and everything, I really only have one major complaint, and I'll get to that into the negatives. But as far as positives go, I like the British dialogue. They made some changes to the script so that the characters have a few more proper, British pronunciations and just certain phrases that are more, English. So I kind of liked that. I think it fit the time period and the location better. It matched with the accents very nicely. The performances, for the most part, are great. Jonathan's performance, his actor, I believe it's Johnny Young Bosch, he's a good actor, but I feel like the phony accent that he's trying to put out, he just can't do it, and I feel like it's how do I say it? It's messing with his actual acting performance. He does a good job. His yells are really good. They sound like Jonathan. He's a good Jonathan, but I feel like if he either didn't have the accent or if he had learned a better accent, it wouldn't sound so forced and his performance could be better. But other than that, I think he does a fairly good job as Jonathan. Definitely not bad by any means. Patrick Seitz as Dio Brando is absolutely fucking flawless. I literally can't think of anything bad to say about his performance. He does a great job capturing Dio's smug douchebag attitude with his ridiculous superiority complex. It's the perfect tone. So yeah, he does a great Dio. Just like in the Japanese version, he does not sound like a kid at all, but it makes it so funny. And yeah, then you got like Speedwagon. You don't hear too much of him. He's in the 2nd episode. He sounds really good, though. Their dad is kind of funny, because their dad actually sounds like the English voice from the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Abridged series, which I thought was pretty funny. If you haven't seen the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Abridged, you could check it out. It's got some good jokes, but, don't expect anything nearly as good as, like, Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It's not even close, but it has some funny jokes. But I just thought it was kind of funny that they sounded fairly similar, at least to me. So yeah, I give the voice acting for part 1, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10 maybe. I definitely really enjoyed it. There was nothing that really took me out of it, like, oh man, that was a bad side character. Like, no, even the bratty kids sounded fairly okay. I don't know, maybe the accents hide bad acting sometimes. I don't fucking know, but yeah, I thought part one was handled very well. As far as part two goes, I haven't seen any full episodes of part two. I can only go by clips, but I've seen some of the important scenes. Um, I guess, like, spoiler alert if you haven't seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you know, like Caesar's death and Cars being defeated. You know, I've seen some of the bigger scenes, and I honestly think they've handled that dub even better than part one, just from what I've heard. The only weakness is Stroheim, the German cyborg dude. Absolutely dreadful. His performance is bad. The voice is obnoxious as fuck. Is it even a German accent? It just, that doesn't work at all. It should have been someone else, or the guy who played him should have done something different with his voice. Stroheim was a huge no. But everyone else, including my favorite JoJo, Joseph Joestar, sound great. Once again, Joseph has a British accent, and people were, like, confused by this. Like, I see, like, comments, like, why does Joseph have a British accent? He's fucking raised in New York, or blah, blah, blah. He's called an Englishman. In the fucking, like, Smokey calls him an Englishman. Why would he call him that if he didn't have an accent? I believe he also said that he's got an accent. I could be wrong on that one, but I know Smokey called him an Englishman. Of course he has an accent. I don't know why people thought he wouldn't. I mean, it definitely threw me off when I first heard it, but I think the guy playing him does a fantastic job. He's actually the same voice actor who plays Number One from Codename Kids Next Door, if you guys watch that on Cartoon Network. He does a great job as Joseph. He captures pretty much every aspect of his personality very, very well. I haven't seen any clips of him doing an oh no yet, though. I really hope they didn't take that out, but I'll just have to wait and see when I get to see, like, full episodes. But yeah, he sounds good. Other characters that have accents, like Caesar, I gotta get used to Caesar, honestly. I mean, it's okay, I guess, but I mean, it's a little bit more Spanish to me than Italian, but then again, I haven't heard an authentic Italian accent. I've really only heard Mario, so I mean, you know, not exactly the most accurate representation of an Italian accent. So, yeah, maybe he does sound Italian, but yeah, Caesar's voice threw me off quite a bit. I gotta get used to that a little bit more. But the performance is good, and like I said, I think they handled part two really well, because all the Pillarmen sound great. Wamu sounds like such a fucking badass. It's so awesome. They nailed Wamu very well. And I should also point out that, yeah, there are name changes here compared to the original, you know, source material, where you got characters like, I think Wamu's original name is Wham, and like Straitso is just Straits. Yeah, some of those names are changed in the dub. I don't really care. They got to get around the copyright thing. It's gonna happen, so, you know, it's kind of a disappointment, but not really. I know that they have to do it. But yeah, they handled it very well. All the music's there. The soundtrack is the same as it used to be. They have Roundabout for the ending, so that's all good. I can't really think of too much else to say. I guess I could talk about some negatives. As I said, Stroheim's voice, Jonathan's accent, some lines are kind of removed. Like, I know that Dio doesn't say, goodbye, Jojo. He just says fucking, like, you know, die like a fool or something. So there are some removed, funny English lines. That's kind of a disappointment, but scripts are gonna be different, you know. JoJo's just one of those series that has really standout lines of dialogue. You know, in One Piece it doesn't really matter, but in JoJo some lines just stand out a certain way, so when they're changed in the dub you kind of take notice of it. But again, not a big deal at all. So, yeah. I will say though, if Joseph doesn't do the oh no's, that's a problem. That's like his fucking catchphrase. You can't, no, don't remove that. But I can't judge yet. I have to see full episodes of part 2. So, yeah, but I definitely give the dub a pass. I definitely say the dub is probably a solid 8 out of 10. It's nothing amazing. I could easily see someone saying, nah, I still prefer the Japanese version. I probably still prefer the Japanese version too, but if I give the dub more time and I get used to it and watch it all the way through, I can probably prefer it over the original Japanese version, because I'm more of a dub fan personally anyway, so that's just kind of me, how I am. But yeah, I like it. Again, Stroheim is a huge negative, but luckily he doesn't appear too much, you know? That's good. You know, he appears when he's first introduced, and then You get him a little bit in the mountains, and then he's in the finale, but I mean, he's not there throughout every single episode, so that's not too big of a deal. Yeah, there's really no one else to talk about. I guess I didn't talk about William Zeppeli, Caesar's grandfather for part one. Haven't heard enough of him, but he sounds weird. I know he has a very light voice in the Japanese version, but he sounds like English dub Frieza from Dragon Ball Z Kai, or like a weird British Invader Zim. It sounds really, really weird, and I heard it in a clip, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that voice, so I'll have to see it in full in more scenes, but yeah, that's, I guess, kind of a negative, but I'm a little bit more undecided on that. And I really thought I didn't have much to say, but this is a much longer video than I thought it'd be. But I guess I'll wrap it up by just saying that I'm glad JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has a fairly good dub. It could be better, but I think JoJo is a very difficult series to do an English dub for, and I thought they did a pretty damn good job. Yeah, I guess I'll give the English dub, if I had to rate it, as I've been saying, around an 8 out of 10, maybe a 7.8 to an 8 out of 10. You know, it's around the same level of Yu Yu Hakusho. You know, you don't have a problem with Yu Yu Hakusho's dub, and you're not like blinded by nostalgia and you think Yu Yu Hakusho has the greatest dub ever. You know, if you understand what the English dub of Yu Yu Hakusho really sounds like, and that it can be shoddy sometimes, I think you'll be perfectly fine with the English dub of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys think of the English dub of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the 2012 anime, in the comment section below. Follow me on Instagram. I post some things there sometimes. Give this video a thumbs up. That would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.